Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
Hey there guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we're going to be talking about a new potential Star Wars mystery project. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hop right on into it. In this video I'm going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'm going to have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there, as well as a read Star Wars Lucasfilm hires Detective Pikachu writers for a Star Wars mystery project. A new report seems to suggest that the writers of Detective Pikachu are working on a Star Wars project for Lucasfilm and Disney. Ever since The Mandalorian, Star Wars content has absolutely exploded in the streaming world. While there may not be any recent movies, last year alone was home to 3 new stories and shows on Disney+, including The Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Andor. This year will bring just as many, with several more already in production. A recent rumor even revealed that yet another spin-off show is in potential development, with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni for the Mandoverse hiding under the code name of Ghost Track 17. I have a separate video here on the channel talking about that, so go check it out and let me know what you think about it. Maybe the rumored Ezra Bridger show, or even one focused on the villainous Thrawn potentially. But could the writers for this new show have just been revealed? At the very least, it seems clear that Lucasfilm has indeed hired more talent for its ever-expanding Star Wars universe. A new report from Deadline has revealed that 2 new writers who are working on a mystery project for Lucasfilm, while sharing that Dan Hernandez and Ben Samet are writing a movie based on Disney's Figment character. The site also revealed that former Detective Pikachu writers are working on an unannounced project with both Lucasfilm and Walt Disney. And while they never explicitly state that it's a Star Wars related project, there's plenty of evidence heavily suggesting that these two are very much working in a galaxy far, far away. For one, it's clear that Dan Hernandez is a big Star Wars fan. A tweet from all the way back in May of 2021 had the writer celebrating on Twitter over getting a special thanks in the credits of a Star Wars project. The special thanks credit was given at the end of the LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacations and LEGO Star Wars Holiday Special to both Hernandez and Samet, something that's been celebrated on multiple occasions. Even further back in 2019, the writer proudly showed off his Star Wars collection that he was sure would make some people insane with jealousy. And I do have to say, that collection is pretty dang cool. When The Mandalorian first premiered, Hernandez claimed that he just didn't see how the show could be any better, saying that in full quote, "I just don't see how The Mandalorian could be any better. This is the kind of Star Wars story I've wanted to see for decades. I'm so envious of the talent everyone involved in pulling this off. Jon Favreau, the writing is breathtaking. Man, it is so good." And I really do think that speaks for, well, all of us Star Wars fans. Both he and Samet even attended a 21-hour-long Star Wars marathon of the first 7 films back in 2015. So it is pretty clear that these two guys are, well, really heavy with Star Wars and being Star Wars fans, just like you and I, and have even worked on past previous projects to some extent, with being credited in the LEGO Star Wars holiday specials. What Star Wars project could these Detective Pikachu writers be making, though? Fans will likely enjoy how passionate these two writers are when it comes to Star Wars itself. In theory, traits like that can easily translate into a final project which ends up clearly bursting with love and passion for the franchise. And though it's definitely not needed, Tony Gilroy, the man behind the recent critically acclaimed Andor and the feature film Rogue One, admitted at one point how he was never the biggest fan of Star Wars. As for what Hernandez and Samet are working on specifically, there's no plethora of options. It could be the newly discovered Mandoverse spin-off series under the codename Ghost Track 17, as we had mentioned earlier on, or it could be any of the many movies already in development over at Lucasfilm, even surprisingly, Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron. Or it could be nothing that we've already previously heard of, or that's been previously announced. It could be something completely, entirely new. And with that, really only time is going to tell. From there, that is where the article concludes, and as I had to mention at the beginning of this video, I have the full article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Our overall takeaway here from today's report and reading this article here is that these two writers are working on something Star Wars related, and if for anything, I have my fingers crossed. I'm thinking that it's going to be something entirely new. I think if it was Ghost Track 17, the codename for this new Mandoverse show with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they'd be writing it themselves. I mean, they're writers. That's what they've done, and that's what they do with all of the Mandoverse shows, essentially. And they kind of have full creative reign and, I guess, just a handle on everything that goes on for when it comes to overall Mandoverse stories and projects, especially for when those projects are intertwined and they overlap. They have characters having different crossover cameos and that type of thing going on, especially as we're moving forward with more shows. It's only going to get more complicated. So I think when it comes to that overall storytelling, restricting Mandoverse shows to two people pretty much, two really closely interlinked people especially, is the best move possible. And then for when it comes to the potential of, well, movies, I don't really think it could be any existing movies because those movies have already been announced and are being written by those people that were being said to have been working on those movies, the directors. And yes, I do know that, yeah, sure, you don't necessarily have to be the writer if you're going to be the director, but that's normally the direction, especially in the modern world. It really does feel like that these types of projects go in. And for that as well, it's really the reason why those directors are, I guess, announced alongside with their projects, and those projects for when they are announced. Patty Jenkins' movie, Wonder Woman director, we do know that she's going to be writing her own movie. She had an idea for that already, and that's something that she wants to do, so that's out of the ballpark there for one thing. And then looking at Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie as well. I mean, come on, the guy's a writer. Of course he's going to write his own Star Wars movie. Recently, we have Damon Lindelof. He's not officially announced or confirmed by Lucasfilm, but the rumors really do support it. It's something that we've been talking about here on the channel for quite some time. What we do know is that Damon Lindelof, well, he's a writer, he's a screenwriter. He's not a director, so I think that he's also out of this game. Aside from all of those people, who else are we left with? Well, Rian Johnson and his Star Wars trilogy. And note how I say it's his Star Wars trilogy. He's the one that's going to be writing it and directing it, and I think I can speak for a lot of Star Wars fans when I say that that's probably for the best, seeing that he would be writing and directing all three of those movies. Writing those movies. Note the writing part. Everything else that's currently in development, like Skeleton Crew or The Acolyte, well, they're already in development. They've already been written. With this all being said, and evaluating all these different options, it leaves us with three options. It could be option one, The Lando Show, who I have fingers crossed it would be Donald Glover and Billy Dee who would be writing that project. Option two, it would be Rangers of the New Republic, and seeing that that would be a part of the Mandoverse, I think if for anything, that would be, well, written and directed and everything like that under Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni with their kind of control. And lastly, it's something entirely completely new, guys. It's just the fact of whether or not it's a movie, a TV show, or maybe a short, seeing that they have worked on those kind of like short holiday specials for the Lego Star Wars on Disney Plus. It could be something similar along those lines. Maybe they're doing their own Lego Star Wars kind of spin-off type of thing, or a Lego Star Wars holiday type of special for Disney Plus, or it would maybe just be a normal Star Wars holiday type of special. It wouldn't be necessarily Lego. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section down below. I would love to hear you guys all think what your ideas on this overall. I think I evaluated this honestly really well, going over all the different options. I think that everything just about is out, but if I missed something for whatever reason, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, of course, I would love to hear you guys all think in the comment section down below. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.